of our listeners 3D printed me a little like phone stand that sometimes I use, but it's not really
the Infendo Radio one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's something. But usually when I play, honestly, like I just set it flat on a table and just look at it, and I'm like, this is fine. Like I don't need.
Yeah.
All right, everybody say hello to Twitch. We are live on twitch.tv/Infendo Radio. Hello, Twitch.
What's up, Twitch?
Hi.
You're
Hello,
great.
we have
You'll notice Justin looks a little different tonight.
He's got much darker hair.
That's right.
And a very nice jacket, I do have to say.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's get rolling. We'll be on time tonight. It's gonna be great. I'm going to make a note in my Audacity. Show start. All right, we're ready. Let's do it.
If Mario and Luigi were to do a podcast, it might sound something like this. Infendo Radio is on now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infendo Radio. This is episode number 471. This is the 5th day of December. Man, it's getting cold already. Well, Lucas, I don't know about you. You might not be so cold. How are you doing tonight?
Actually pretty cold down here right now. I mean, if you consider like 40 degrees cold, maybe where you're from, that's like warm summer months. But no, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. It got cold. I didn't think it was gonna this year. So my winter is going very well, my friend. Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. Good to hear. How are you doing this evening, Steve? I know you're probably colder than Lucas. You're in that Utah. You got that snow and stuff.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I've got like a foot of snow on the ground right now. But see, the fun thing about Utah is during the winter, we wear t-shirts and shorts when it's like 40 degrees outside, because when it gets really cold, it's like -3. So if we get 40 degrees, that's a heat wave for us.
Fair. Well, we have a special guest tonight. I'm going to let him introduce himself. How are you doing tonight, Tim?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I'm from Michigan. It's already starting to snow right now, so it's pretty cold. Yeah.
Yeah, you've probably got the coldest out of all of us, so I guess you win that round. But so Tim is with us. You're with Gravilogic. Is that the company? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Gravilogic. Yep.
Okay.
It's just a small company we started just a few weeks ago to just to screw around with these with a Kickstarter.
Perfect. Well, we're going to let him talk about that here in a moment. But before we do that, we want to thank everybody who's watching us live. Or if you're not watching us live, if you're watching us on or listening to us on iTunes or somewhere else, thank you. We love you. We are trying to get to our Twitch follower goal, though. So if you would want to help us out with that, we would appreciate it. Twitch.tv/Infendo Radio is where you can do that. Hit that little heart button and you'll get notified when we go live. All right. So we're going to take a little break and we're going to let Tim tell us about what he's got in store for us.
We'll be right back.
Okay, so that's good. Let me cue up another song. It's all Animal Crossing tonight, and it's all snow themed. So
I love that. Although I was going to suggest that we should do Smash Bros. Since it's.
Yeah.
I think next week we should try to get like all of the different themes of Smash Bros.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Next week's got to be Smash Brothers. Eugene, the tracks I'm going to upload later, those can be for a couple weeks after.
Fair.
We'll just have it queued up.
That way I can get into the spirit of not playing Smash Bros. For another 2 weeks and really enjoy my time.
All right, here comes some music. Let me know the audio levels on it. How we doing?
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, let's roll with that. So I'm going to play us in, and then I'll toss it off to you, basically, Tim, and then you can tell us about all of your fun stuff.
Sure.
Here we go. Oh, wait, I need to make a note in my Audacity, though. Hold on.
I'm realizing that from an outside perspective, our methods probably look a little crazy, but it is what it is. Is the music playing? Okay, good. Now give us a thumbs up and we'll get started with segment 2.
All right, here we go. I'm muting myself for a moment. All right, we're back. We're ready to talk about a really cool Kickstarter. So I'm going to toss it over to Tim. Steven, has actually had the chance to play around with this product as well, so he'll probably be tuning in as well. But yeah, Tim, why don't you tell us all about the Switchblades?
Okay, well, so first we have the Nintendo Switch here, right? And we know that it comes with a little kickstand here that pops out. The problem with these is that they're really easy to break off. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the angle is really odd.
Yeah.
Like if you put this on a table and I don't really, it's
it's bad.
It's hard to see. Yeah.
Not great.
So, I had a friend, and he mentioned that he also said that the rails here, they look kind of empty. It looks a bit weird when you have this in docked mode, and it's just got these exposed rails here. So he said that maybe I could try putting some kind of protector on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the whole idea got started with these things called Switchblades that we came up with, and they're essentially just rail covers, and they have a little kickstand that come out, and it provides an adjustable angle. So what they do is they go on, and you can see here it provides an angle very much like the stock kickstand, but it also goes much lower, and
Right.
it's much more comfortable to play with that way.
So right off the bat,
Go ahead, Lucas.
there's two things that Steve used them. I haven't used them, but there's two things that I really like about it right off the bat. I like the fact that they're adjustable, because you're right, that's something that's lacking on the Switch one. I guess there's three things. I like the fact that it didn't break off like mine did, and I can't get it back on. I don't even know where it is now. But I also just I really enjoy the fact that they just kind of snap right into the system. Like, it's not an added accessory or anything that you need to pop on. It just kind of it works.
So let me tell you a fun little story that even Eugene and Lucas haven't heard yet. When I wrote my initial write-up of this product, yes, I just said up twice, I'm sorry. One of the things I mentioned was I don't know how much use I would get out of it, just because it's an extra accessory. However, the little bag that it comes with is so small and thin, and the product themselves are so small and thin that even when I put my Switch in its carrying case with the Joy-Cons docked, the bag fits in most of my cases with it. And since I wrote my initial write-up, what I find myself doing with it is I, get an hour lunch every day. And I came from working jobs where I didn't used to get a lunch at all to having a full hour to sit down and eat outside of work every day. It takes me 20 minutes to eat. So I'm finding now that I have the Switchblades, and now that I can view it at a more comfortable viewing angle, and for those of you audio listeners that couldn't see, it goes down as far as a 30 or a 40 degree angle?
40 degrees, yeah.
Yeah. And when you're sitting at a lunch table by yourself with nothing else to do, that is the perfect angle to play your Switch at. So I actually find myself using these at least 3 or 4 times a week, even though I wrote in my original review that I wasn't sure how much I would use them at all. So it's a really nice product.
That's what I find myself doing too during lunch. I just pop it out, and the reason why I like it though is because I don't know if this is how you guys feel, but the way does it ever feel like with the Joy-Cons attached, it feels kind of wide to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that.
I feel more comfortable playing with it like this, with the little controller.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe this is me playing too much Xbox or something, or PlayStation. Those controllers were GameCube. I don't know. They just it feels more natural to me like that.
Sure.
So that's why I usually have it in table mode. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
I'll do the same thing because I like to just hang my arms when I play a game. Like I don't want to be bound to my screen. I want to and play and do my thing.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. Is there maybe down the line after this version of the product comes out, are you thinking about making another product that has built-in rails on the other side, so you can have the Switchblades and then still attach the Joy-Cons to it? Is that maybe in the future? Because that would be the only thing that I'm not that kind of throws me off on it. Because I'd like to have the Switchblades on there, but I'd still like to be able to pop the Joy-Cons on at the same time and then kind of enjoy
for
both
traveling
benefits.
for traveling purposes, right?
Right. I don't know if that's something that you guys have thought of, but I think that would maybe be a good idea.
Yeah, we thought about that. It would be sort of difficult, definitely more work because you would have to do the electronics, the bridging of the circuitry.
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they
Or
were,
you know what?
actually gonna be functional.
They
What?
actually, I just realized something because these things, the controllers are wireless. They don't actually need to connect.
True. Yeah. The only thing you would lose is the charging,
Yeah, it doesn't charge.
right.
Yeah.
So
But
I
they
would be
last
okay with
20
that.
hours. So I don't know if that's a really big issue with these controllers. They last
Well,
so long.
Well, there you go. Feel free to run with that idea if you want.
So the other nice thing, and sorry, I'll let you talk, and but the other nice thing about it that I'm not sure if you've mentioned yet is when it's in docked mode and the Switchblades are on, it gives you somewhere to grip it without getting your screen all fingerprinty.
Yeah.
I hate fingerprints on my screens.
No, I understand. Yeah.
And that was another nice feature that I noticed about it.
Yeah, my first instinct is I don't. It's kind of strange because if you look at the product packaging of the Switch, it shows. This is what it shows. It shows a hand going down like this, but
Yeah.
I don't know. My first instinct is go from the sides.
Yeah, and that's what I always did. I would put my hands inside the grip,
Yeah.
or, where those Joy-Cons go, and I would slide it up with my fingers inside those grips, and that's not very comfortable.
Yeah.
But it kept my screen clean. But these give you a nice, firm handle to put your hands on, which was really nice.
What do you think about the styles we have? Because what I really like wood grain. I'm not really sure why, but wood grain and electronics.
I'm not going to lie. I looked at your Kickstarter page, and I actually have a link to it in my write-up on Infendo.com. But there is a style that you have for your backers. It's like a blue electricity one. That is the coolest thing I have ever seen.
That sounds like you.
Yeah, like that blue electricity. So cool. They've got like a fire one too. That was really cool. Yeah, Eugene, is it possible to put a link to that in the show notes? Or not in the show notes, but in the description.
In ours. I assume we could. Is Eugene muted? He is.
Yeah, sorry. When it goes live, I can actually put it on the episode audio. So on iTunes or whatever, there can be a link to that. So I'll definitely make that a thing.
Yeah.
Is our guest gone as well?
I think so, yeah. We'll take a little break here and kind of let him reconnect.
Yeah.
I think he got booted, I think.
Live listeners, please hold. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I was trying to stall for a minute, hoping he would come back while I was still talking. That's why I just kind of kept going like nothing.
Well, once Eugene muted, I figured,
Oh, I didn't realize I was muted. I was frantically trying to do the things. So I guess while we're on break, Andy, I am going to post the Hunter's Hub right now. Sorry, I forgot about that. So you can definitely...
My stream chat isn't working. I can't even see the YouTube or the Twitch.
Yeah, my stream chat was getting wonky too. So I was wondering if that was just me. But if you're having issues too, then
you remember how we said we weren't going to have any issues tonight?
Were we live?
Oh, we're definitely live.
Okay.
Yeah, because Andy's I see people talking in chat.
Okay. Oh, I thought that's what you meant wasn't working.
No. He asked about the Hunter's Hub, and I forgot to post it.
Ah, I see.
Mm-hmm. So that's okay though.
Hey.
Hey, Tim.
Oh, we got Tim back. Hi, Tim. Awesome.
Hello.
Let me just make a
we
note
paused
here.
the show for a sec. And by the way, Eugene, I'm on Wi-Fi because my hard line is not working tonight.
That's fine. So, I don't know how we want to bring it back in, but Tim, you were saying, you were asking, or Steve was telling.
Yeah, the electric blue. Yeah.
Yeah, the electric blue. Yeah, what I had said, and I just kind of kept going, hoping that you might reconnect while I was still talking. So I'll just fill you in, and then we can have Eugene bring us back in, or we can just keep talking or whatever.
Yeah, just keep talking. I'll
even broke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the colors that I like, there was an electric blue. It's really awesome that I saw that your backers can get. And there's a red one that I can't remember if it was an electric or a fire-looking one, but that was the other one that I really liked.
Yeah. So I have those examples here. I think it's these.
Yep.
And then there's this blue one. Yeah, this one seems real popular. Yeah. And
yeah. Yeah, I really liked both of those colors when I was poking around your page.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Look how nice that looks, you guys.
That is really nice.
For those of you audio listeners that can't see this, you just need to go to twitch.tv/Infendo Radio.
Should have been watching us live.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, these were, I don't know. So originally it was just going to be wood, and then my friend Emmanuel, he started looking at pin blanks. You know, you turn pin blanks, you turn it on a lathe, and you make these really nice pins, and they were really nice styles. So he ordered a few of them, and it was just by chance that we decided to go with these.
Nice.
Well, and there's a good chance that I'll be ordering those. And then these wood ones that you guys sent me for review, I'm probably going to send those off to Lucas. So
okay,
yeah, have something to replace his kickstand.
Cool. I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah.
No, I just
very impressed overall.
I just think it's super cool that you guys like saw, like we all talk like when the Switch comes out, we're like, oh, this is good, this is weird, this is odd, this is fun. Like it's cool that you guys like saw something with the Switch that you thought could be better, and you guys started with a Kickstarter and kind of made it happen. You know,
right? What's really surprising about this is for some reason I didn't see anyone else make an attachment for the rails. You know, no one has. I've never seen a third party product that attaches to this yet. It's very strange.
Yeah.
I've seen stands, you know, and all that other stuff and protective cases, but it's weird. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to put a link to the Switchblade Kickstarter in the Twitch chat. So if anybody's listening to us live, you can get it there. If you're listening to us on the Produce Show, there will be a link to the Switchblade Kickstarter in the show notes of the podcast. So yeah. But Tim, before you got out of here, or if you were going to stick around, is there anything else you wanted to talk to us about the Switchblades, or just yourself in general? Any funny stories about Nintendo, anything like that?
Yeah, sorry, I kind of stole that from you earlier. So
yeah, well, it's pretty funny. I think my first experience with Nintendo was a Game Boy. That was like, I don't know, 20 years ago at this point.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. After that, I really didn't I wasn't really into Nintendo, but with the Switch, I don't know. There's definitely a sense of nostalgia with it that I don't see in any other consoles. I'm not really sure what it is.
Yeah, we joke like every week, but like any game is like 10% better just because it's on the Switch. So that's how I feel, you know.
It just makes you want to play it, you know. It's like,
and it's pretty amazing because you don't really need like superior graphics or anything.
Mm-hmm.
No. There's just something about it that's just, I don't know, really good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, and the fact that you can play multiplayer games on the go no matter where you are.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
That's what makes it. You're on vacation. Great. We're gonna put it on a table, especially with those Switchblades, and we're gonna play together.
Yep. Yeah. Mario Party was amazing for me and my family on Thanksgiving. You know, like it was so cool. Like I just had my system, and then I had the 4 Joy-Cons, and we were having fun. It was awesome.
Mario Party is a game I want to try with the Switchblades because it's such a pain in the butt to play that game in handheld mode because you can't play with the Joy-Cons attached. So I'm always like, I've put like maybe 10 hours into that game, and I know I could put 50. I think if I had a good stand, I might be able to get a lot more out of that. So,
Tim,
I'm pumped.
Do you guys have a release date for when these will go to where people can buy them?
Well, I know that the official ship out date is March on our Kickstarter. It's probably gonna be earlier than that because we're gonna start making them by January, and once we start making them, they're just gonna ship out as we make them.
Nice.
But as far as turning this into a retail product, we still don't have that all planned out yet. I think we're going to do that.
Nice.
But we haven't put the plans out for that yet. Yeah.
Oh,
awesome.
Well, keep us updated, would you?
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. Yeah, we're definitely.
I'm truly impressed. Like I, had no expectations going in. I'm very impressed with the product now that I've had a chance to really sink my teeth into it.
We get a lot of invitations to review games. We've never gotten an invitation to review an accessory before, so that was pretty cool. That was kind of stood out for us.
It's the engineering background. It's all I know how to do, really. But I've been wanting to make a Switch game as well. Actually, I think that'd be pretty fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, all right. Well, we're going to take our first little break here, and we'll be right back on the other side with some news. Cool.
All right. And Eugene is muted again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Sorry,
so right
I
now
do that
this isn't on the broadcast, or is it?
No, yeah. So
Yeah,
we're still.
this is we're in a break. We cut in and out between segments, and then Eugene splices them all together for the produced show. So you're still live on Twitch, but there's only about like 30 people that are seeing you right now instead of
Okay.
the 1,000 or so that we
Did you want a pair? I can send you. What style would you like?
for me?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'd be way down for that if you're offering.
Yeah, I'm offering. Yeah, sure. I can send you one because we're making a lot of prototypes lately to get the design down. So
Cool. I would absolutely kill for one of those fire red ones.
Okay, is it this one?
Yeah, that's the one. That looks really cool.
Yeah, I can send one of these to you. Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome.
cool.
You're too
Do we
generous,
have your
man.
contact
That's
info, right? So I can just
Yeah.
get you my address after we're done recording. And
If you
wow,
send me an email, yeah.
Yeah,
thanks
I'll
a
shoot
lot.
it.
I really
Just-
appreciate that.
I'll shoot it to your email as soon as we're done with the show. Maybe tomorrow though, because it's late and stuff. But yeah, well, I'll definitely get that to you. That's amazing. Thank you very much, Tim. That's
Thanks
great.
so much.
Yeah, you're gonna love them, Lucas.
And thanks for being on the show. It was fun having a
Thanks for inviting me. I've never done a podcast before, so pretty.
It's different. It's different.
Yeah, and I think we do it a little different than most these days because we have the live show and then we edit it and it's a whole thing.
Well,
So,
and the other thing too is none of us are even in the same state.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
That makes things interesting.
It's a fun process, but we love it.
Yep. Awesome. Well, feel free to stick around or leave. I'm going to level out some audio and then we can move into the news, guys. Let me know how this sounds.
Okay. I'm gonna leave. I gotta some stuff to do. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely, Tim.
Being
Have a
here
good
again.
night.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
How's our audio?
Let's hear it.
Non-edible or non.
Non-edible.
It is, as a matter of fact, not edible unless you have synesthesia.
Oh man, non-edible podcast is going to be the name of the show title.
And I'll tell you, DJ,
I love it.
Steve looks so relaxed in his chair because he's wearing an incredibly cool T-shirt that his incredibly cool friend designed for him.
Yep. Really, this weekly shirt was just for me. And
Yeah,
the-
well, I bought one too. But
yeah. And this
Okay.
is even the color I wear in Monster Hunter. Sorry, Eugene.
Sorry, Eugene, we're just plugging something that no one can buy anymore. So really got our priorities straight on this.
You know what I wanted to make the other day? Speaking of the I think I'm still gonna make it and buy it myself. But anyways, the shirts that the bug catcher boys wear in Pokemon, just like the little
Pokemon,
circle
yeah.
with the
Yeah,
Oh, I want one of those.
I'd be down for that. Also, I feel like I should mention to our live listeners, just because like our biggest listeners, that wasn't like a sponsored thing or anything. Like we just invited him to be on because like we really wanted to have him on and talk about it. Like we weren't paid to do a guest star or something. So I don't think we're selling out. Like that was us. That was what we wanted to do. So.
I mean, not that we wouldn't sell out. Like if
Oh no! If you want to be on the show for $50 a month, head on over to patreon.com/radio. But otherwise, make something really cool and send us a review copy, and maybe we'll ask you to be on.
That's too funny. I think Steven's frozen.
Yeah, I think so. Like, oh yeah, internet just cut out. Okay, well, this will be a long. I love that you're like, not that we wouldn't sell out. And I'm like, well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, we already kind of have. If you really want to be on the show.
You missed a good one, Steve.
Yeah. What did I miss?
You're gonna
That's
have to
going
listen
in
to the outtakes.
That's going in the outtakes. Tell Justin, send Justin that one.
I'll send Justin the timestamp.
Yeah. By the way, my internet is shit tonight.
Well, you are only the second person tonight to cut out of the streams. So count yourself.
right.
And not the first this time. Thank goodness.
All right. Well, if we're all ready, should we get the show done proper again?
Yep, I'm ready. Are you opposed to me just rolling with the news or?
No, I mean I'd like to speak at some point, but
Yeah,
it's your
yeah.
topic, so just go for it.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. Okay, let me mute myself. Let me start the music. You guys can hear this, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
If Mario and Luigi were to do a podcast, it might sound a little something like this.
Actually, you're right. That's the same one that I chose for the opening. So let me choose a different track. 8 p.m. is fine. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Muting myself. We're starting. All right, we're back. We're here to talk about some news. Actually, some breaking news almost. We got a tweet from Nintendo of America earlier today, and they said, I'm just going to read their tweet because, you know, it's short. It's Twitter. It's fine. The Game Awards, hashtag, are almost here. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time to watch it live before the launch of Super Smash Brothers and all these hashtags and all this stuff. So a lot of people are speculating that we could get some news at the Game Awards because of this. I guess it really wouldn't make sense for them to launch like Smash Brothers news tomorrow, right? Because it's launching the very next day. So what do you guys make of this?
They lied about Smash Bros. It's not really a game, and they're going to tell us tomorrow at the Game Awards when they announce that they're switching from a video game company back to a regular old plastic toy company.
Hashtag no one is here.
Well, I'm gonna let Steve run with this because he's got the most to say, and then I'll chime in and complain about how people are spoiling the industry. So go for it, Steve.
So, in addition to this tweet, obviously Nintendo's got some news for us. In addition to this, a Swedish retailer released a listing for Metroid Prime Trilogy for Switch. The reason this is significant is in as far as I can see anyway, is, you know, this is like an actual listing for a game. It's not a placeholder or anything like that. It's an actual listing. It's got key art, which, you know, yes, that can be made by anybody with Photoshop, no problem. I'm sure the pair of you can attest to that. But the thing that I find interesting that I've learned over the years, you guys both know that I was a listener before I became a co-host on a podcast. I listened to a lot of the bigger podcasts in the industry, like IGN. I know Kind of Funny is now one of the bigger influencers. And one thing I've noticed from listening to these shows, when these rumors come out, if they themselves are speculating on the rumors, a lot of times that means they don't have any information on them. But what I'm noticing is most of these influencers this time around are not speculating. And one thing Colin Moriarty would always say when he was back in his IGN days is, if we're not speculating, that generally means we have information on the games or announcements that we're not allowed to share. Or when they do their prediction shows, they will leave those predictions out of the shows because it's tampering with the point system, as it were. Right. And you're not hearing any of these, you know, bigger media outlets say anything about it aside from the rumors are out there, this is where they're coming from.
Steve, that's really good. Like, that's informative.
That's some
I know, every once in a while.
Right?
Don't tell anyone. I have a reputation to keep up.
Jeez.
The uninformed. But I am willing to bet you guys sorry, Lucas, for this one. I'm willing to bet you guys a steak dinner.
Oh, goody. I hope I win.
That, you know, that there's going to be a Metroid Prime 4 trailer, even if it's an early trailer with no gameplay. And that's going to be followed up with a Metroid Prime Trilogy announcement for Switch. One thing I will say, though, is if it is a Metroid Prime Trilogy for Switch, don't expect it to be an up-res port. Or, you know, an up-res remake. Just expect a straight port of whatever came to the Wii and the Wii U.
Yeah, I would say so. I think porting or up-resing 3 games like that is a little much.
That's a lot of work, unless Grezzo's been working on it for a long time.
Yeah.
Which is also possible. You never know.
Okay, my thing, my moment of zen here, because everybody's been saying Metroid Prime Trilogy is coming to Switch, and it's going to be announced at the Game Awards for like the last month and a half and whatever. And before that, everyone was talking about Smash Bros. And how all the cutscenes have been leaked and everything. And like, I'm getting real sick of it, man. Like, I know that's just like the world we're living in, but just shut up. and don't spoil things for people, because now, like, if let's just latch onto the Metroid Prime trilogy one as like the rumor for the sake of this argument. Back before we knew or thought we knew it was coming out, if we went into it and we didn't get it, we'd be like, oh well, I wanted it. And if we got it, we'd be like super excited about it. Now, if we get it, it's going to be like, well, I knew it was coming. And if we don't get it, we're going to be really pissed off and feel like Nintendo has somehow like smited us and taken it away.
We wanted it, now we don't get it.
Like the bar is so much lower now that we're expecting it, that like even if we get it, it's not going to be phenomenal news. Whereas before, it's like worst case scenario is still like as good as like the best case in the it bugs me how quick we are to spoil ourselves with this stuff and take like all the joy out of it. Because, people are going to be hyped for Metroid Prime Trilogy. People like Metroid Prime Trilogy. But now if you get it tomorrow, you're going to say, okay, or Friday, you're going to say, oh, okay, well, I knew it was on its way because everybody said it was going to be a thing and nobody spoiled it and nobody was speculating. And, like, you know, who isn't expecting Metroid Prime at the Game Awards now?
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because I wasn't privy to like this whole hype, to this like whole hype about Metroid Prime and the rumors, and they're even talking about like Reggie was wearing a Metroid shirt, so that must mean that there's Metroid Prime trilogy and everything like that. So like, I'm kind of with you on this one, because now reading all this, like, and then if it doesn't happen, like, ugh,
you're gonna be really bummed. It's like when I would go into every single E3 with like, it's gotta be Animal Crossing because the Illuminati confirmed it on their secret blog, and it's been 555 days since the last reveal trailer, and like, and then it didn't come. I'm just like, well, Nintendo sucks and they're garbage.
Or what happens when the other tweets come true? Where, you know, you hear the Metroid Prime music, you see the Prime logo, and then it fades into Federation Force HD.
Exactly.
You know what? I would even do with a trailer for Metroid Prime 4. Like, give me that.
Oh, yeah, no, and that could be like we could get anything from actual gameplay to just like a cinematic trailer. You know, we're getting more than just an announcement, because that's what we got last time. So like they're gonna have to show a piece of Samus at least. Like we're gonna have to see an arm cannon or like a shoulder or a head or something.
And it's funny too, because like and everybody just assumes that it is going to be Metroid, but Nintendo never said that they're going to announce anything Metroid. They said watch for Super Smash Brothers stuff.
Oh yeah, but if the big announcement is we've added a new tournament mode to Smash Bros. Here's 10 players to play the tournament. People are going to be like, well, that sucked and was garbage. Like, you know, that's where we are. Our hopes are so high now that like the best case scenario is still like middle of the road.
Yep.
And that's what we do to ourselves. Like, that's where we are in 2018. So
that's right.
Poor Harrison.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, we're gonna move out of the news. We're gonna move into Nintendo Tunes, and I've got a treat for these fine gentlemen tonight.
Okay, before we do this, I need like 3 minutes to go see if I can get this wire connection working real quick.
Yep.
Do it.
We're still ahead of the game. It's only 7:30. Well, 9:30, I guess, if you're Lucas.
It is not, you liar.
Or I guess it could be 8:30 if you're going by your work time, but you know.
Yeah. I work on Central. I podcast on Mountain. And I'm friends with someone on West Coast. So.
Oh, God.
Look at all these Japanese plushies I won with the claw machine, because Minus got me addicted to the claw machine.
Thanks, Minus. Oh, awesome. Schnazzy, or not Schnazzy. Schnazzy won. He said he just bought some Switchblades.
Oh, cool.
From the Kickstarter. Awesome. Thanks,
Very
Schnazzy.
nice.
That's awesome. I mean, we don't really need to thank you for that. I guess Tim could have, but he ain't here, so I'll thank you for him.
Thank you, Schnazzy. We appreciate you buying something that we didn't make.
Phantom says that the episode title will be Infendo Sells Out. That's so funny. Hi, Rose. Rose is with us tonight.
Oh, can I get on to, maybe while we're on a break, this would be a good time. It was asking me to authorize when I was trying to go into Streamlabs, and I don't want to kick you out.
Oh, yeah. Let's try that.
So I'm hoping that it's going to be okay, but I thought not a good time to do it while we have a guy who doesn't know how to do a podcast. And also, like, you know, we're just starting up and we're actually live. Like,
yeah.
This will allow Streamlabs to blah, 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 authorize. I don't know why it's asking me to re-auth, but...
That is weird. And we didn't change our password recently either, so I don't know.
Did it cut anything when I did it?
We're still live.
Oh, look at all these fake users that are following us now. Minus 128, DJ 128, minus 256, the Wild Wild West.
I still want to know who the Wild Wild West is.
I'm pretty sure it's Phantom, because like the night before we were playing Monster Hunter, and like I was singing Wild Wild West by Will Smith. So, oh, you have no idea how dark that rabbit hole goes when we're like late night hunting. Like I was jamming out to "It's Raining Men." We learned that "Survivor" is the song that ironically gets us killed the most by Beyonce. Well, I guess it was just Child, but you know, Little Spice Girls really mixes things up when you're hunting in Astalos. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna let you go with it.
Yeah, just let me run with it. Why you gotta judge, man? Because what? Because I like 90s bubblegum pop? You're gonna have to be that guy?
Nah, I'm the guy that likes like the boy bands from the 90s, so you know.
Oh, we listened to Backstreet's Back as well. That was
perfect.
Well, I listened to it, and they listened to me singing it to them. So I'm telling you, you really want the full Infendo experience, you got to go on a hunt with me sometime. That's when you really become part of the group.
Phantom says we go to some strange places on those hunting sessions.
Oh yeah, it's a bonding moment, man. Just 3 men out there in the wilderness hunting giant monsters. It's the thing.
That's great. Well, I guess while we're waiting for Steve, I'll cue up my music for Grunty. I don't think I have anything. I forgot to download it. Well, I guess I can download some of the other ones. Let's see. What do we have in the audio folder?
Those of you who are listening live, we are currently uploading this week's Tea of the Week. If you would like to pick that up, you can do so at infendo.com/store in about 4 minutes. Everybody,
yeah,
rock your body,
yeah.
Thank you, Eugene. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Rock your body right.
Backstreet's back.
All right. You didn't even have to pay 200 rupees for that one.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Let's see. What would be the colors for this? Light blue, obviously. Gold, maybe? What are traditional Hanukkah colors? White, gold, and blue come to mind.
I'm afraid you're asking the wrong person.
Well, hopefully my Wi-Fi stays in.
Steve, what are the traditional Hanukkah colors?
Gold? I don't know.
Ooh,
all
I
right.
like this one. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to go with this one. Well, you guys ready to bring us back in?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
We're going to go with this music for our tunes. How's this audio? Are we too loud?
Sounds good to me.
Cool. All right, well, that's going to be what's bringing us into Nintendo's, and let me make a note in my Audacity, and we'll get started.
It's time.
All right, I'm muting myself. Here we go. All right, we are here. We're ready to play some Nintendo tunes. I am your host this evening. If this is your first time with us, well, welcome. Thank you for joining us and sticking around this long. This is the Nintendo tunes section. This is where I have a list of games from a list of music from a bunch of games, and these fine gentlemen are going to try and guess what games that music came from. So we have, I believe, 12 tracks queued up, whatever you want to call it. And these guys are going to get to it. So actually, the first track that I have from you tonight comes from our lovely patrons. If you want to join us and submit tracks just like Schnazzy One did, you can too by going to patreon.com/Infendo Radio. All right, so we are going to kick it off with Schnazzy One's request. And away we go. He actually has two because we forgot him last week. Shame on us. However, I'm pretty sure that this first one is going to be a dead giveaway for one of y'all. So it might. I think I'm going to only count this one as a 0.5 point.
What would be a dead giveaway for one of us and not the other?
You're gonna find out right away. It's gonna be over and done with as soon as it starts. Here we go.
Area 88. What's it called in English? UN Squadron.
Yeah, this one is UN Squadron. So this is Schnaz.
Can I get two half points for getting the English and the Japanese name?
I cannot argue with that, EJ.
Okay, well, we'll give you a full point. That's fine.
Also, I have to say, if you haven't watched the anime, really good 80s anime, you should check it out. It's what the game is based on.
So I knew that one was going to be quick, so let's play Schnazzy One's other request right now. This one is actually the one he requested last week. I love this game, by the way.
So Lucas, when you're done wiping the floor with me, let me know.
Your first hint, if you would like one, is that this game appeared on the Wii. I'm gonna give you
Mario Galaxy or Mario Galaxy 2?
It is not. I'm gonna give you another hint, another track, and then I'll start giving you some hints.
Yeah. Listen.
All right. So your next hint is that this game was developed and published by Capcom.
No, it sounded familiar until you said Capcom. Good. Play another track while Steve has his headphones on. I got it, Steve. I got the point. Sorry, buddy. It was Galaga Dimensions.
No.
Here's your next track. I hope I didn't just play this one. No, this one's okay, let's start giving you some more hints. This game launched pretty soon after the Wii did. This game launched in 2007. It was one of the very first games that I felt used the motion controls, well.
Well, there went my guess. I was gonna say Monster Hunter Tribe.
Red Steel?
Nope, that was Ubisoft. Or Ubi, whoever you want to be. Here is your next track.
The main character in this game.
He does wear gloves.
It is a he.
It is a he, yes. And he is wearing gloves.
Why does this sound pseudo-familiar?
So this game, this is kind of a tough game to give you the genre for. It is.
No. Never mind.
if I had to give you genre, it would probably be like an adventure game, kind of like your old school like point and click.
This is killing me because this should be like right up my alley. It's a Wii.
If you haven't played this
game,
it's amazing. If you haven't played this game, you need to pick it up.
No.
All right.
Main character. What color hair does he have?
It looks blonde, but it could be green. I don't know. I'm colorblind, yo.
Oh shoot, that's a really stupid question to ask you.
Here's
What about you feel like an ass?
No, I just loathe Eugene for not having perfect vision.
So I'm gonna give you this hint should be pretty good if you've ever heard of this game, I guess. This game is pirate themed.
Back in Wiki?
Ah! It is Zack and Vicky.
What? A game
Quest
I've never
for Barbarous
played!
Treasure.
Yeah,
Yes.
I never would have got that.
You need to play this game. It is so good. So
I think it sounds familiar because I'm pretty sure I've listened to the soundtrack before. I think I've wanted to use this before on a Nintendo's.
yeah. Well, that one came to us from one EP Knothead. Thank you for submitting that track. Again, if you'd like to submit a track like EP Knothead, you can too by going to patreon.com/Infendo Radio. All right, so we are going to move on to our next suggestion from a patron. We're going to knock all those out right in the beginning because I have a nice theme for y'all.
right.
So our next track comes to us from one... Oh, no, wait, actually, this one is Schnazzy One. I said EP Knothead, I think. This one was Schnazzy One. This next track comes to us from Jay-Z Beast. So,
Okay.
here we go. Once it loads.
He was going to be like, I'm going to have a talk with that EP.
Yeah, we're gonna have some words tomorrow.
Right?
Like Steve just walks through the door, Zack and Wiki?
Actually,
here
I'd
we
have
go.
to wait till Friday to do that.
Open your eyes.
It is not Breath of the Wild.
Has that same lack
Oh.
of soundtrack though.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, this is sounding slightly familiar to me.
So...
Lucas, you're supposed to let me have a point.
Who did you say this was? Who suggested this?
This one is a Jay-Z Beast. Here's your next track.
So am I being trolled?
So if you've played games from this series, then this might sound familiar to you. There's your first hint.
Fire Emblem Warriors?
Negative. So your first hint is that this game appeared... I guess your next hint, rather. This game showed up on the Wii. However, it only appeared in English not on a Nintendo console. It came into English on a PlayStation 3. So this game was on Wii in Japan. Never came
There
to
goes
Japan.
my guess of Captain Rainbow.
Here's your next track. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We have a new host. Thank you, Eli Archgirl, for hosting our Twitch stream. We appreciate that.
Nice.
I thought you meant like we just hired a new host. I was like, wow, that was quick.
Way to bring that one on us.
Justin's been off the show for a whole hour and we've already got a replacement.
Your next hint is that this game is very much a JRPG.
Oh, geez. So it's a JRPG that was only ever on the Wii in Japanese.
It came to English, but only on PS3.
On
Here's the next
PlayStation 3, yeah.
Right up your alley, Lucas.
I was about to say Ni no Kuni, but that's never been on the Wii. You said this is a series?
Yes, this is a part of a series. A series of games. Let's leave it at that.
Is this one of the Tales games?
I'm sorry?
Is this a Tales game?
It might be.
Okay. Tales of Symphonia. I'm just gonna say the Tales things I can think of.
Tales. No, that's Skies of Arcadia. Damn it! I can't even.
Tales of. I only know Tales of Symphonia. I don't know my Tales names.
I'm gonna give you until
give it to
this next track ends. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to give it to Lucas.
Actually, I will forgo the point if I can't get the name in the sake of a fair competition with Steven.
Fair.
I don't think it's right to weasel a point for a half a guess when Steve has none.
Yeah, it is a Tales game. So
Tales of Arcadia?
but no, that's Skies.
No, it's Skies of Arcadia. That's what I said too.
Oh, that's why it sounds familiar, because Steve just said it 2 minutes ago. Okay. Tales of Desperia? Did we just say the same thing at the same time? That's gotta be a game!
It is a game. It is not this game.
Tales
Why
of...
Eugene when he talks about Tales.
Because it's so
I know
boring.
Tales of the Abyss, but that's a 3DS game.
Tales of Elatrion, which is a Monster Hunter monster.
Elatrion?
Yeah, Elatrion.
Monster Hunter.
He's the... I know it's a monster. I can't remember which one. We've hunted it together.
All right,
Sorry,
I'm going to
forgo
give you-
Nintendo Nintendo's. We're gonna have Monster Hunter Corner here for a second.
In the last 45 seconds or so, I'm going to give you the last letter of this game. Let's see if you can get it. Tales of G.
Yes.
The
Yes,
last letter or
Maria.
the first letter of the last word?
You know
Tales
what I
of-
mean, Steve.
Tales of Gitrongalos. Tales of
Tales of
Gon.
Gallegos?
Tales of Gonorrhea. Tales of Gaia.
Oh, no.
Illusion of Gaia.
No.
Tales of Illusion of Gaia. A retelling of the side quests in Illusion of Gaia.
All right, I'm sorry, kids. You guys are not going to get this game.
No,
This
we're
game that was suggested to us by Jay-Z Beast is called Tales of Graces.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
No.
All right, let's move on to our next Patreon suggestion. You guys got stumped by that one, but maybe you
That
guys
was
can
pretty.
get...
Well, to be fair, that was pretty stumpy.
Truth. Well, let's see if you can get Malik Emrys's guess. Here we go.
All right.
I don't know what you guys think, but I like your faces. What you
God,
need,
it
what you
sounds
got,
like
what you need?
Pokemon Yellow.
This is like the brown tone of video game music. It like instantly instilled diarrhea face in all of us.
Here's your next track. If you couldn't tell already, this game is a Game Boy game.
Game Boy?
Yep.
Oh, well, I'm all the way out. It's been fun, guys.
Here's the next track. This game, however, is also part of a series of games.
Monster Boy.
No.
Damn, that's like all I've got. Tales of Elatrion.
Can I get a genre?
Sure. All right. So, according to, well, I already know because I played this. It's a game in a series, so I played games in this series, and it is a shmup.
The main female character in this game, is she pretty?
I don't think we have any females in this game. Please try again.
The main male character in this game, is he pretty?
Well, the main character in this game is a ship.
Yeah. Opa.
It is not
Galaga.
Opa.
Galaxion. Galaxa. I can't remember the name of all these stupid shooter games.
There's Galaga,
Many of
Galaxian. There's another one I can't remember.
Zaxxon is one. Is it
Eugene,
that song?
if you're playing music, it's non-existent.
Oh, I guess the track ended. Let me give you another.
Eugene was just really into the. We were the music for Eugene. We were enough.
The only shmup I know that was that early was Twinbee, but that was a NES game.
It's not Twinbee.
Contra.
If I give you the developer, it might ring some bells. This was developed by IREM.
That doesn't
Oh.
help.
I remember them.
Da,
Da, da, da, da, da. I actually really don't. I've never heard of them before.
I want to give you a hint. That's totally gonna give it away. Screw it. I'm gonna.
I mean, like, we're doing so good without it.
Yeah.
Steven, you should know this game.
I
because-
should?
Yeah, you should. You should know of this series, but I'm gonna let you figure out why.
No,
Ponder
that's
on
so
it.
soft, damn it.
Ponder on that. I definitely know that you know of this series. In fact, no, I'm not gonna say that yet.
In fact,
So
you were
I should
playing it last night.
I should
He very well could have been, actually.
Oh, sorry.
Pika indeed, my friend. Pika indeed. Is this Bit Trip? There was no Bit Trip on the Game Boy, Eugene. Why?
No, that started on the Wii.
What side-scrolling shoot-'em-up games can you think of?
It's
Velocity.
Fuck.
Okay, Eugene.
It's Blaster Master Boy. No? Contra?
I already said Contra.
Nope. Alright, you guys are running
Steve's
out
gonna
of
be
tracks.
so
You
mad
are
when
gonna
he
be
doesn't get
so mad,
Is
Steven.
it-
I've forgone the ability to win this one.
Is
Here's
it-
your last track.
Oh, no. Is it
Don't pick it up.
Is it
Ah! It's R-Type!
I was about to boot the Switch up because I couldn't remember the name of that game.
I was about to call you out for booting the Switch up.
You can boot up your Switch, you just
You
can't
do
let
that.
other people are playing.
You do that. You do it in secret, so I can't. That's how you do it.
Alright, so I think that ties us up, one apiece.
No, this is us too.
I need
I
my
got the-
Justin. I need my
I got
Justin.
the
Somebody
first
give me a
two,
score.
and then I forego the third point because I didn't really get it. So
Okay.
we're now in round 5. Steve 1, Lucas 2.
Very nice.
Score
Okay.
in the group chat.
Well, we are going to move into some tracks that are... Oh no, I have one more Patreon track. I apologize. This one comes to us from Slacker Monkey. Thank you, Slacker Monkey. And away we go.
Oh yeah!
Ha! Liking it, I take it.
God, it sounds like that PS4 game Toys Provisions did that I can't remember the name of. I can
It is
see
not
the
a
cover.
It is not a PS4 game by Choice Provisions.
I'm going to request a song that doesn't loop for like 10 seconds of audio.
Okay. I don't know if I can give you that, but I can give you another track.
I'll take it.
Okay, I'm gonna give you your first hint. This game appeared on the Nintendo 64.
Really?
It did.
That's my generation, you realize.
I know. You and Limp Bizkit.
I'm seeing a game where you play as a prism
Okay,
from when I was a kid. Is that the game? Is that the game?
Eugene, I did not hear the what was the name? My internet cut out.
It's a Switch game.
It's a Nintendo 64 game. Here's your next track.
Tetrisphere?
It is not Tetrisphere.
Is it Tetris?
It is not. It is not Tetris or Tetris related. Okay, let me give you the publisher and developer behind this game. So, interestingly enough, it was published by Nintendo, but it was developed by Hudson Soft.
It's just getting weirder and weirder for me. I must have played this game. A Million Twists, Iggy's Wrecking Balls, Lover, Wayblades? No, that wasn't.
Nope. Here's your next track. It's got some good music. I'm gonna give it to this game for sure. So here's an interesting hint. If you've played the games in this series, you would think that this one would be multiplayer, but it's not. It's a single-player adventure.
Is it Bomberman World or Bomberman 64 or whatever it was? It's Bomberman. It's whatever the Bomberman game on Nintendo 64 is.
Bomberman Heroes or Heroes 2.
That was it. Bomberman Hero. That was it!
I feel like
yeah.
everyone gets the point.
That's a tough one. 2 points.
Points for everyone!
Yeah, no, both of you guys get 2 points. Let's give you
Points
both.
for the guy who knew the series, points for the guy who remembered the obscure Bomberman.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll go that way. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now has come a time for my games. So this week I have an interesting theme for you all. Since it is nearing the end of the year, my theme is that all of my games were released in 2018. So,
oh
let's go with
boy!
that.
Oh boy!
Oh god.
Alright, yeah, oh boy indeed.
No, I didn't say oh boy, I said oh god, get it right.
Alright, here's your first track. This is gonna be a fun one, I think.
Big Trip Runner 3.
No.
It is not Big Trip Runner 3.
Is this Kirby?
Oh, damn it. No? Oh, I thought for sure you had it.
Was this designed by Hal?
It was not made by Hal.
It sounds so Kirby.
It does.
Is that on purpose?
Oh, I love this one. Yeah, this is definitely purposeful. Here's your next track. Have fun with this.
Is this Rhythm Heaven Megamix?
It is not.
Is it WarioWare Gold?
It is WarioWare Gold!
Wow! Yeah.
Well done.
You earned that one, man.
Yeah, you totally
did. I wasn't even thinking 3DS. I was going Wii or Switch the whole time. I was like, there is not a Wario game on the Switch.
No, I knew that had to be some sort of a rhythm game or some sort of a mini game style. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping to get to this one. Listen to this song.
Who's the girl next door living
Oh,
in the haunted
I would have got it there.
Yeah.
My name 'cause I am Ashley.
Oh, that game's got some
If
good
you
music.
play it backwards, it says, I condemn you to hell, children. Do you remember that? That was an actual thing.
Oh, God.
You could rewind the thing, and it was like, and like people were like, oh, it's demon worship.
God. No,
I
I'm
hate
glad I
people so
missed that
much.
one.
All right,
All
we are
right.
tied, Steve, 3-3.
Yeah.
By whatever
3-3.
wacky rules we have established for this round of Nintendo.
I know, you should have taken that 1 point.
If it comes down to it, I'll scrape a pity point out of it. But we'll see what happens.
Okay, I think this one might be a little tougher. Let's see how it goes. Here's our next track.
Oh, I like this. Mega Man 11?
It's not Mega Man 11.
Mega Man Legacy Collection 2? Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 or 2?
It is not. It is not a Mega Man. I'll give you that.
I mean, kind of in a Mega Man zone lately. I really want to play Legends again, so that's
Is it that awful Mega Man clone game that came out that everybody hated? The name I can't remember.
No, this came out in 2018.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not Mighty Number 9.
right. Yeah, that's the one.
Here's your next track.
The music was really solid.
Yeah.
So your first hint, I guess, is that this game got a dual release on the Nintendo 3DS and the Nintendo Switch.
Were they released at the same time on the two consoles?
As far as I can tell, yes.
That gives Steve a big advantage. He knows this stuff.
Not Shantae.
Not Shantae. Here's your next track.
I love this.
I don't think it would be Fire Emblem Warriors, or they just would have gotten it by now.
There's no way.
It is not Fire Emblem Warriors.
This is so good. How have I not played this?
A lot of people scoffed at this game, actually. Honestly, I remember we even did when it was revealed in one of the Nintendo Directs.
Really?
So...
Galgun 2.
It's not Galgun 2. Your next hint... Go ahead, Steve.
I was just gonna say, is it a AAA game since it was revealed in the Direct, or was it in one of the indie Directs?
I'm not sure which type of Direct it was revealed in. I will tell you that this game was published and developed by Nintendo.
Nintendo? Sushi Samurai Sushi. That one.
You got it. That's the one.
Wow, the
Sushi
music
Samurai,
is
The Way
so
of
good
Sushi.
though. Like the gameplay doesn't do it for me, but the soundtrack is getting downloaded tonight. Oh,
Very nice.
The Way of
Nice.
Sushi.
Yep, that's right. It does have a kickin'
Came
soundtrack.
out on 3DS.
Yeah, that was like the trigger for me. It's like all of a sudden it was like 3DS and Switch, Scott, good soundtrack. I was like,
You're welcome.
All right,
And
get your
thank you.
buzzers ready. I think this one is going to be quick. Away we go.
Villains Rolling Western 3?
It's not.
Oh wait, Kirby Star Allies.
Yeah. This is Kirby Star Allies. Well done. I had a feeling I was going to go quick.
Nice.
Sorry, Steve.
Yeah,
I knew
Lucas
that.
knows it's Kirby.
Yeah.
Have you played since the update?
I haven't, and I want to, but it's like, I don't know, I haven't been feeling switchy lately. Like, all I want to do is make my own stuff.
Right? Alright, here is our next track. Oh god, I loved this game. I have played this game, so I guess here's your first hit. That's your first hit. Away we go.
God damn it. Oh, is this Dead Cells?
It's not Dead Cells.
Good guess.
What's your other poopin' game?
I have talked about this on the show. I've mentioned it at least once or twice. It's not like one of my favorite games of the year. but it is
Pokemon
really
Go.
good. No, that would be rad though. Give me this soundtrack.
That would have been an easy soundtrack to get, too. It's on iTunes now.
Pokemon Go
Yeah, right.
desperately needs more than like 2 songs.
Or sorry, Let's Go.
Alright, here's your next track.
And you're sure it's not Dead Cells?
Positive.
'Cause
This
it
is
sounds just
really,
like it.
this is really indie, isn't it? Like this is all the way in the indie pile. Like they use tune music, like
Yes and no. It is, I guess, technically indie, sort of, but your publisher and developer were both in Inti Creates, so.
Blaster Master Zero?
No, that's Sunsoft.
Those guys who did the game that I played that I can't remember the name of.
All that's coming to mind is Tricky Towers, but that's not it, 'cause that's not even out yet.
Tricky Towers 2.
So your, I guess a hint for you then is that this game is somewhat part of a Kickstarter campaign for a larger game.
Is this
Oh, it's that freaking Castlevania thing that you played. The $5 Castlevania game. It's part of the larger Castlevania game. Wait, no, that wouldn't be Indie Creates.
And the sad part is that we can't even cheat it like that you do play history because you got it hidden.
Yeah.
I have my
Crap.
hidden.
Crafty devil.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean I have it hidden? How does that work?
You have it hidden. When you go to you in the Switch, it's just like Eugene. And that's it. I know what this game is now, but like I don't know anything about it or
You
the
definitely
name.
know what this game is, but I'm gonna
literally,
need a name from y'all.
yeah, I know. I'm literally like if you could probe our memories, I might be able to get it.
Hang on, I think I might have actually used this on Nintendo.
Are you looking it up on like your computer right now?
No,
Are you
I'm
like
looking up my
checking your?
Nicktoons folder.
You're not allowed to do that. That's
I'm
still
not.
cheating.
Damn it. I'm pretty sure I've used this.
Like, oh, let me just look it up on my Google. No, it's fine. It's just Google.
Yeah, this is very much a Castlevania game because it was made by none other than Koji Igarashi of Castlevania.
Oh, it's that stupid freaking Castlevania 5
Ritual of the Night or something.
What did you just say?
Ritual of the Night.
Well, that's the subtitle of the bigger game.
Oh,
That's not it. That's not the subtitle of this game. So I
you
can't
were
even
so
give you the point for
close,
that.
Steve.
Just let me look at my Nicktoons folder.
No, because then you get it, and then you'll win, and then I'll feel done.
If you give me the subtitle of this game or the main title of the game.
Bloodstain.
Yeah! That's it!
And my
Bloodstain.
hands were off the keyboard. I need
Well,
to know that.
Steve's just like, oh, it's Bloodstain.
No, my phone is in the living room. My hands are off the keyboard.
Well done, buddy.
Very nice, very nice.
Oh,
Okay, so that was
Holy
indeed
crap.
Bloodstained. Steven, why don't you give us a little score update while you're at it?
Lucas is currently at 5. I am at 4.
You're damn right, I do have it set to hide. I didn't even know you could do that.
Well, you did.
Anyways,
We were
What's really weird is like a month ago it wasn't, and then all of a sudden we were like, oh, I wonder how many hours Eugene put into Dark Souls.
Oh yeah,
And it's like, oh, look at that, none.
yeah, Eugene doesn't play his Switch anymore.
That's weird. Anyways,
Not-
well, here
not to
is
call you
your
out on the show or
next
anything.
But
track.
we're calling you out on the show.
Hey, that's what Infendo's all about. Here's your next track.
How many more tracks are there?
Only I do have 12 tracks this week, so
That's
yeah. I haven't played this game yet, but it's on my pile of shame.
Oh, my pile of shame is taller than I am.
What you got? What you want? What you need?
Is this that Dead
And
or
I'll tell you what I
Alive
want,
game?
what I really, really want. I
I'm
want to
not
really,
quoting
really,
Spice-
really want a Zigga Zigga.
I am not quoting Spice Girls on air. I will not go that far. I will sing Frozen on air. I will not quote Spice
Well,
Girls.
then you will not be my lover, and you most definitely will not get with my friends.
So I figured out why it wasn't showing the things. It's because I have it set to display my play activity to my best friends, and neither of you
rat
guys are set as my
bastard
best
piece of
friends.
shit. Motherfucker.
We're hosts and we're not best friends. What the hell does the matter?
You asshole!
You want a pile of shame? Here's a pile of shame right here. Screw Nintendo.
Wow!
I have since rectified this situation
How? By changing the setting or adding us as best friends?
You know, you'll never know. You'll just never know.
Oh no, we will, because eventually you'll switch it back to best friends.
All right, back to Nintendo's. Let's have another track. I killed the show.
Blame
Our
you.
friendship.
So you said
I'm still trying to beat Steve here. So
you said this is on your pile of shame, right? Evidently for more reasons than the one.
Yes, this is on my pile of shame. I hear it's really good. The music is mostly just like ambience, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yonder the Cloudcatcher Chronicles?
It is not.
Moonlighter.
It is not Moonlighter. Let's get you another track, maybe that has some more music to it, and then I'll give you
Celeste.
some... It's not Celeste. Okay, so here's your first hint. This game...
Undertale.
It is not Undertale.
Keep guessing.
This game was another one of those games that received a dual release on the Nintendo Switch and the 3DS. However, it came to the Nintendo 3DS first.
Binding of Isaac.
Nope. Actually, I take that back. It came to the... Oh, wow, I didn't realize that. It came to the Nintendo Switch, and when it came to the Nintendo Switch, it was last year. So, but the 3DS release was this year.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So it came to 3DS second.
Yeah. I looked at the date that it came out in, and it was after, but 2018 rather. So, all right, here's your next track. This game was published by, and developed rather, by Image and Form.
Oh, crap.
This game did receive a retail release.
It received a what?
A retail release.
Image and Form. Crap, what games did they make? That is an indie developer I know.
Don't think too hard about it, Steve. Don't think about it.
This game also came to Windows, Mac OS, Linux, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and surprisingly not the Xbox One. Here's your next track and your final track.
God, all I can think of is a TUI right now, and they are not Image and Form.
Let me give you your your genre. This is a platform action adventure game. Whatever that means.
We have a roundtable sometime about how ridiculous genre labeling is at this point.
Seriously.
Is it...
Pinstripe?
You were getting there, Steve.
Is it SteamWorld Dig 2 or Heist?
It is SteamWorld Dig 2. It is SteamWorld Dig 2.
Is also on my pile of shame.
Right?
And I just have no interest in it.
Lucas, we were just talking about that the other night.
Yeah.
About how that's one of the games I still need to play.
And about how I have no interest in it. This is an actual
Hey.
conversation we had.
Steve, you tied it up, man. So
I'm impressed.
I guess I am gonna have to go into my final track.
Delve in.
This is the tiebreaker round.
God.
Here we go. I don't know that any of you guys necessarily has an advantage on this one, so I guess it's pretty fair.
Sonic Adventure 2 battle.
I like it. Okay, here's my first question. Would this fit your Halloween theme?
Ask that again. What did you say?
Would this game have fit your Halloween theme when you did that one?
Oh, no.
The
Okay.
Blob?
It's not start the block. Well, I guess technically that's a tough question, Steven, because technically yes, because of the nature of the game itself.
Yeah, I heard that, and I'm like, ooh, that's spooky.
Yeah.
Here's your next track.
Guacamelee 1 or 2.
Nope.
A comic.
Not a
No.
comic.
What did you say, Lucas?
Don't worry about it. I'm embarrassed.
It's not Okami. Alright, so here's a hint. This game released on the Nintendo 3DS.
Oh, crap. Well, it's been a fun round, Steve, but you beat me in the end.
Here's your next track.
Oh, God. Did I say this earlier?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Alright, here's your
Have
next
we
hint.
heard of
And
this
this is
game, Eugene?
absolutely. Here's your next hint, and listen up, because this is a big one.
Yokai Watch, Yokai Buster?
It is Yokai Watch Blasters. Didn't even
Close
need a hint.
enough. Close enough.
My hat's off to you, Lucas.
So your hint was
All of
going
a
to
sudden, I
be...
realized the ghost sound effect sounded oddly familiar.
Your hint was going to be that this game released in North America this year, but it released in Japan in 2015. Alright, well, thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Steve. That was a fun round of Nintendo's. We're going to take a little break, and we're going to be right back with the question block.
Yeah, all of a sudden, the ghost sound effects started sounding familiar, and I was like, I've played a game with these sound effects before. What ghostly 3DS game have I played that's not Luigi's Mansion?
And to be fair, Lucas, when that tiebreaker, you could have pulled your I technically have a point that I didn't take card.
I wasn't gonna let that. I wasn't gonna be a poor sport with that. I was gonna let you ride this.
I would have pulled it, but that's just because I want the win.
We're going with 2 a.m. tonight.
Let's see, I want the win. Oh, that's when we'll finish Infendo Radio, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
This is 2 a.m. Animal Crossing in snow.
Before we do question block, I need to go use the restroom.
Sounds good.
I need like 40 seconds. Start the clock.
Phantom, looks like you got a couple of them in the chat. I wasn't paying attention to the chat much, and I apologize, but you got Sushi Striker, and it looks like you got Bloodstained as well.
That's my boy. I guess I should finish this shirt.
Sure.
This guy knows if I don't do it during the show, it won't get done. How many candles are there on a menorah? Am I really asking how many candles there are on a menorah? What am I?
What am I?
What kind of child am I?
My Mew.
Mind you, I'm not Jewish, so I guess it's a fair question to ask, but still. I still like to say I'm the most Jewish of the four of us, although Justin has his days.
Yeah, his is his frugalness.
I don't think anything about that was anti-Semitic.
Nah. I don't think so.
We can cut it out.
Just to be safe. All right, we ready? You back?
I'm back.
Cool. Let's do it. I'm going to mute myself and bring us into question block. Unless one of you guys fancies doing that, but...
Nope.
Don't matter to me none.
All right, here we go. All right, we are back, and we are here to talk about some questions that have been submitted by you, the listener. Thank you very much if you are part of our Patreon. If you would like to submit a question, you can too by going to patreon.com/Infendo Radio, just like 1-64. Why don't you take us away with Minus's question, Lucas?
Minus64 asks, what is one video game you wish you could experience for the first time again and why?
Love this question.
I got this one so down because last week I was feeling bored and I went into our last year's top lists on Infendo and I read mine, and my number one game was Zero Escape. What is the subtitle? Zero Escape 2.
Virtue's Last Reward.
Virtue's Last Reward. I'm so proud of you, Steven. You're doing really good tonight. Constantly impressing me. Yes, Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward, which was my first Zero Escape game, and in my opinion, the best of the three. In the write-up for that game, I actually said, I wish, if I ever get amnesia, like one of the first things on my list is to go back and play that game again. Because the first time you play it, it is just mind-blowing. Like, you go into it just expecting, like, a visual novel puzzle kind of game, and the way it plays with you at, like, the core of how it takes what you normally do with a game and builds on that in such a unique way with the alternate timelines and the way that characters remember those alternate timelines. It's very much like, and I apologize here if I'm spoiling this for anyone, but it's very much like an Undertale, how, at least as far as I'm aware, like you'll play through the game once and then you'll boot it up again. And like the Flowey at the beginning will be like, oh, I remember you. You're the guy that killed all of us the last time. Like it's that level of, but in so deep, so well like thought out. Like it amazed me. It really shook me the first time I got called out for like the fact that in a past timeline I had like murdered someone. I'm like, oh geez, like it blew my mind.
Yeah.
So easily that's my game.
Okay, that's a really good one, because a game like that, like, you can't really play again. Like, you can, but you don't get the same experience. So yeah, I like
You're playing it for the story. You're not playing it for the wow, you know, like.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have an answer to this question, Steve?
I actually do. I read this question earlier and my mind drew a blank, but as Lucas was talking, Twilight Princess. I love the ending of that game so much, and I remember the first time I saw it being so shocked by Midna at the end of it in her true form, and then she goes through the mirror and just destroys it. Like, I would love to re-experience that again, because I remember the first time I played it, and I've talked about this on the show before, but I was nearly in tears because of that. Like, holy crap. I would love to go back and do that again.
Nice. I have a somewhat of a similar answer, kind of, but mine comes with a bunch of caveats, so get ready. So I want to completely get amnesia and completely forget like everything video game related, like, you know, like just forget how to play video games at all. And I want to then go back and play Mario 64, and then I want to go and play The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, because I feel that those two games really set the groundwork for what 3D games would be, and I just want to experience that again. I remember for the first time booting up, and actually my first 3D game wasn't either of those. Actually, my first 3D game was Star Fox 64, because that was the first game I got when I got my Nintendo 64. But like just experiencing 3D for the first time, you know, is crazy, right? Like polygonal 3D, of course, and then going in and playing Mario 64 was another mind-blowing experience for me, because I was like, oh man, like you move the camera around and like, so yeah, that's what I would want to do, with caveats, of course.
I kind of, to that point, I think that's really interesting, because a lot of people get to the point where now they're like, oh, Ocarina of Time wasn't the best Zelda. Mario 64 is outdated. And like, it'd be interesting to experience that for the first time. You're right, because I think people would really enjoy them if they played them for the first time again. I think it's just that we've what's the word I'm looking for? Like, we've unnostalgia'd them, I guess.
Sure.
It would be like my argument to that. It's like, you play a game so much and you're so used to it. You see all these games that are so much prettier and you're just like, but like, it's still pretty really good game, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I'm at, right? Because like I can still go, and not that I couldn't right now and still enjoy it, but I would want to, like, I remember Z targeting for the first time and then like walking around the person, like circling around like, you know, a Stalfos or whatever even. And it's like, man, this is amazing. Like, just like, it just was mind blowing that even that was a thing, you know? So like, yeah, I definitely would like to go back to
Let me just tell you real quick. And I know you're not really into the crazy hard challenges and stuff, but in a lot of ways, that's what like a Nuzlocke challenge does for you in the Pokemon realm. Because it's like when I play Pokemon, and it's the same with like Mario 64 or anything, like in my head, I'm planning. Like as soon as I get in, I'm like, I'm going to go to Bob on Battlefield, I'm going to get all the stars, and I'm going to go to my favorite level, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. With Pokemon, it's the same thing. It's like, what do I want my team of 6 to be? When you're forced into like situations like that, like man-made situations that you can't control, it kind of like reinvents the game for you. Because all of a sudden it's like, I would never use a Pidgey, but here I am with a Pidgey, so got to make the best of it.
And see, I've done things like that, especially with Zelda. One of my favorite things to do after doing a Zelda and like really learning it is doing a 3-heart challenge, you know? Yeah. And so I've done that on Ocarina of Time, and it is hard. Have any of you guys ever completed a 3-heart challenge like that before?
Never completed, no.
I couldn't get past the which dungeon was it? I think it was the Shadow Temple that was giving me the hardest trouble. I just couldn't do it. It was just too hard.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. Well, thank you very much, Minus, for that question. We have another question to us from Mike Corky Dog. Why don't you take us away, Steve?
So Mike asks us, remember when pretty much every video game had a cheat code? What were some of your favorite cheats?
Yes.
So I can't think back to the days when that was a big thing of what my favorite cheats were, but I can tell you right now what my all-time favorite cheat code is in a video game, and that is the butt mode in Shovel Knight. Where it changes every instance of shovel or knight into butt. So Shovel Knight becomes butt. That was really the only one I could think of. I do remember.
Does anybody know the Konami code right off the top of your head?
Up to down, left, right, beat A, start.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, Lucas has a video of that where it's a song, if I remember right.
That is the code. Let's sing it again, y'all. Up to down, left, right, beat A. Yeah, it's freaking Brental Floss, man. Best thing ever. For me, I wasn't a child of cheat codes. I had a Game Genie when I was a young lad of 2 or 3 playing the Super Nintendo. I kind of used it, I guess. I don't know. It was one of those things that was just like in my house, and it was cool because the menu screen was weird. But I never really did much with it. Plus, I was kind of too young, I think, to understand it. But the only game I really remember cheat coding is GTA 3. It was on the original Xbox. I want to say it was GTA 3. The one with Mike and 8-Ball and whatever. Because you could cheat code, like, you know, it's Grand Theft Auto. You could cheat code, like, to change your skin to, like, a random person. So I'd be like, oh, I'm a doctor. Now I'm a cop. Now I'm a, you know, and I'd run around and do stuff with that. You could, like, spawn tanks. You could make the car fly. You could, like that was honestly kind of the extent of my cheat coding as a kid. I never really did too much of the cheat code thing growing up.
Yeah, I do remember using a level select cheat code on Little Nemo, and that was the only way I ever saw level 8 of that back then. So.
My favorite cheat, I know this answer right away. My favorite cheat codes of all time are in GoldenEye 64. Because not only were they fun to get, because they gave you different objectives to do. So like you had to beat basically they were all time based. So like you would have to beat levels in under a certain amount of time, and then you would unlock the cheat code. But I just remember having so much fun unlocking all of those. I don't know that I can think of a specific cheat code that I liked, but like invincibility is great, right?
I can. That's what I just remembered actually. Doom. Yeah. That was the game I used to use cheat codes in.
God mode.
Was God mode.
Yup.
ID, KFA, keys, and all the... I still remember those codes.
Oh!
Quake had something similar in it, but it wasn't as fun to do.
I just remembered another game I used cheat codes in!
Tell me
The
you cheated.
Sims, man. Motherload. Okay. Just keep dumping money into it.
Yeah, right? Oh, SimCity too, because you can get like unlimited money. Yeah, cheat codes were great. Let's talk about now in our last like 45 seconds about how cheat codes are now paid DLC or whatever, or like consumables. Like, isn't that dumb?
Yeah, it really bums me out.
Or amiibos. A lot of amiibos are used as cheat codes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna give Nintendo the pass on this one because at least I get a physical item instead of just like paying like $5 for what, like a virtual unlock or whatever. But
that is true. But you have to admit, Breath of the Wild is a lot easier when you have the.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
The Fierce Deity armor.
Yeah, yeah. It's just it's boring. You know, it's like it's honestly. Like, if I'm being real, I never really liked the cheat codes too much because I wanted to actually be challenged in the game, you know? So unless it's like Contra, like just like butts hard, it's like, yeah, just give me the game and I won't cheat. But like, I don't like the whole DLC thing. We've been over this. It's like, you know, you should be unlocking stuff that makes the game easier. You should be progressing. You should be, you know, you shouldn't be freaking just DLCing your way through a game.
And I'm going to talk about that in Change the System, too, with one of the games I've been playing.
Fair enough. All right, well, we have one final question block question. This one comes to us from Phantom, and he asks, I recently got a PSVR, and it got me curious about the possibility of Nintendo making a VR headset. Hello, Virtual Boy. Do you think Nintendo would make one, and if so, would you be interested in buying it? Yeah, actually, all joking aside, like I would buy day one purchase for me, for sure.
They have a patent that turns the Switch, like, you know, the main unit into a VR headset. And there's already motion controls built into the Joy-Con. I know you wouldn't be able to necessarily do tracking or anything without a camera, but at least, you know, there would probably be a way to, you know, at least use it to look around and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, you could definitely. Okay, I think you would be able to make that work, right? Because it would just work a lot like what the Wii Motion Plus used to, right? It just asks you to like point at the screen, and it's not actually pointing at the screen. It just wants to know like the relative position. Right. Then you reset it, and then that's your relative position. Like, yeah, I think it could work.
And hell, maybe it requires you to have, you know, one Joy-Con tied to the Switch, and then you play with, you know, one in each hand. That way you can figure out where your head's moving.
Yeah, I think that would be necessary for sure because you would need to have that motion controls, and I don't think the Switch unit itself is a gyroscope.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, all the motion controls are in these.
Yeah. So I want to go to the second or the first part of his question or whatever part it was where he said, like, would you be interested in it? Like, what games would be enhanced by VR? Like
every
wholeheartedly. No, don't say like every game is better in VR. Like,
yes, though, it really is.
But like, which games would be? And I'm trying to think about this because like Mario Odyssey, I don't care, and like Breath of the Wild, I don't care unless it's like first person. But like maybe Wolfenstein or something. Like, I just don't know if there'd be that much use for it.
Doom, Minecraft. I mean, Minecraft is
think of a Zelda in like let's say think if it was like Skyward Sword, for example. That game would be perfect in VR because you're already swinging around and everything, right? So like something like a Zelda.
But you would still need, in my opinion, that first person component to make it worthwhile. Like if I'm playing a VR game and I'm looking at a character, it's just, you know, it's improved
there's a lot
optimization, like visually, but it's not.
There's a lot of VR games that are built like that. Honestly, like VR is. I hate to be that guy that says it, but like, you know how we say games are better in Switch? Like games are just better in VR. They really are. Like I would give Metroid Prime a 10 out of 10, but I'd probably give Metroid Prime an 11 out of 10 in VR because it's that good.
See, and Metroid Prime is one that I would.
Last minute prediction for tomorrow night. They're going to announce VR and they're going to announce Metroid Prime Trilogy.
Metroid Prime is one of those ones that like I could see working with VR really well because it's a first-person shooter, you know, and you feel like you're there and you can look in the rain and the mist on the lens, and like, you know, that makes sense. But like I think I'm a little more old-fashioned with that kind of stuff. Like I've played VR before, it's fine, but it doesn't have me like clamoring for it. Like it's the same with the 3D on the 3DS. It's like, yeah, it's there, but most of the time it was just annoying and I ended up turning it off. Like I don't know if I'm the target audience for VR. I think I like a really condensed, you know, siphoned formula for video gaming, and I think I'm just a gamer.
Unless
unless the game is built with VR in mind and it looks really good with the VR and it's like, you know, it's constructed to be played with, kind of like the same thing with 3D. Like Super Mario 3D Land was cool because you like needed the 3D to play it, you know? Like VR games like that I'm really into, but I don't know. I just think at their face value, I'm more of just the like TV kind of guy.
And
plus,
see, I
like
think if Nintendo were to do a VR, they would make that a thing, right? Because they always cater to their systems, right? Like,
no, Nintendo would have to, you know, focus on that. But
I don't think they would just like slap Super Mario Galaxy in VR and say, "Hey, have fun." Like, I think they would actually make a new.
And like, I could see it with certain things. Like, I would have a lot of fun. Like, one thing that I would really like VR for is I would like to spectate Pokken tournament battles with VR. Because then I get to watch Pokemon fight from, like, you know, right there on the sidelines. Like, that's something that would appeal to me a lot. You know, because it goes beyond just like, oh, look at this, you're in the game, to like, oh, cool, like, I'm pretending to watch Pokemon.
I actually really like that idea of having spectator mode be in VR, like no matter what the game, right? So like maybe
Smash Bros would be really cool, you know?
Yeah.
And then you can like walk around like that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Splatoon would be another one.
Splatoon would be a great one. You could have cameras floating around and you could like switch to different cameras and stuff. Like,
you know what Nintendo game would be good in VR is Pikmin, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I could see it.
From that top-down view.
Yeah, I guess my argument is I would be in favor of Nintendo VR, obviously, but like make some games for it. Don't just, you know, don't just soup up Breath of the Wild and say, like, here you go.
Sure.
So, and like Eli Archgirl says too, rhythm games are
Beat Saber, give it to me.
Yeah, Beat Saber, Runner would actually look really good.
Can you imagine playing Taiko Drum Master and actually banging on the drum?
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you for your questions. All of you, Phantom minus Corky Dog. And if you'd like to leave a question for us, I mean, you already know, I already said it, but go to patreon.com/Infendo Radio. Join us at the $3 tier and you can be on the show too. All right, we're going to take a little break here and we're going to talk about all the games we've been playing this past week.
I am actually going to just talk about one game that I've been playing because it's a game that we got a review code for, and I really want to make that my focus.
That's cool.
Plus, I feel like I kind of owe this game because it really got me inspired to work on my stuff over the week, which is why if you follow me on Twitter, you've been seeing a flood of stuff from me. All freaking week.
All right, let's get some new music. Oh, actually, I want to go with the GameCube one.
So, Eugene, for next week's show, we need to open up with K. Rool's theme.
Yeah, right?
That's the perfect song to open this show.
I'm sure there will be a nice remix in Smash, too.
Oh, there is.
Well, it's already out.
Remember the K. Rool reveal theme?
Oh, yeah, duh. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So you use that, and then you do the Dong and Donkey Kong one.
What did you
right,
just call
well, I freaking hope you guys appreciate this Hanukkah t-shirt that I've spent like 2 hours. That's pathetic that I spent 2 hours on this, but I hope you appreciate it because here it is.
All right. I'm going to send a message to Justin and let him know that we're hitting the last segment.
And that he should get his butt ready for an important meeting after the show.
And Justin, if you're not watching us, shame on you. Not that you'll ever hear. But...
Do you really think he's watching us right now? He couldn't be on the show. You really think he's going to take the time to listen to us talk?
I do, just not when you guys are talking.
I tune in for like 5 minutes, and then I'm like, I'll catch it later.
And then you don't.
Listeners, don't be a Lucas. Be a Steven.
Yeah, exactly.
I've just never really been a podcast guy. Like, that's just not my format, which is incredibly ironic, I realize, but...
Well, and now that I don't work for this company, I can say it without calling out the name. Podcasts got me through some of the worst days I had working for that company.
Yeah, right.
So.
Oh, and your wife doesn't work there either, so there you go.
No. Yeah, so if it hadn't been for you guys and, Radio Ronin and Radio Free Nintendo and all those other podcasts I listen to, I would not have survived that job.
I might need to buy this t-shirt. Like, just real talk.
You'll have it bought before you even
I know, right? Before it's posted.
Real talk, it's pretty adorable. So
I'll probably be buying it.
Really? Awesome.
Yeah.
Get your
All
Hanukkah
right.
on, man.
Yeah, maybe I
Here.
can wear it to my Christmas things I'm going to if it's here in time, which I doubt.
I'm gonna mute
'Cause
myself and I'm gonna
nothing
start the
comes to
music.
mind.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right, we are back. We're gonna talk about some games we're playing. This is Change the System. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to go first. I don't have a whole lot of games I've been talking about necessarily, but yeah, let's get going on it. So, all right, I do want to talk about VR, fitting, since that's what we were just talking about in the last segment. I got to Pendrana Drifts, I don't know how to pronounce it, in Metroid VR, in VR mode. Oh, it is so good, guys. I speaking of like games that are just better in VR, I don't know why, but this game is. I finally got my settings correct. Funnily enough, the reason why I couldn't get my motion settings working is because, I was playing the GameCube version, which didn't have motion settings. So I downloaded the Metroid Prime trilogy, and I booted that up, and worked flawlessly. I'm playing the game with motion controls and everything. It did take me a little bit to get my button configuration that I would like, because, there's less buttons technically on the actual between the two Rift controllers, because each one only has the A and the B and the stick. So that was somewhat of a challenge, but I figured it out. And yeah, it's great. I'm enjoying it a lot. I haven't played Metroid in quite some time, so it's interesting to go back somewhat fresh, because I'm finding myself struggling with some of the puzzles, which is kind of nice. It's better than just breezing through the game, I feel. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that. I did finally beat Pokemon Let's Go. Yeah, Let's Go. I beat the Elite Four, so that's great. I'm going to be booting up the Eevee edition, and I'm going to play through that as well, because I don't know, I just want to. And I can, because we have physical cartridges, so I can just steal it from Heather's Switch. So that's fun. I don't really know that I have too much more to add to Pokemon that we've already talked about to death. It's great. It's a really good version of Pokemon. If you were on the fence before, I would say give it a go, because it's everything that you would want and more, in my opinion. I love it. So other than that, I think that the only other thing I've been playing is the Pokemon Go. And there was a community day, but not only was it a community day, it was a community weekend.
Yeah.
Woo! Did I get some
caught a
Dratini
shiny
candies?
Cyndaquil.
So did I.
Nice.
I really wish I had gotten a shiny Dratini, because that's what I wanted, but
Me too. So we went with one of Heather's friends, and she got a shiny Dratini, like literally her first Dratini she caught, and I was like, no, that's all I wanted. So I got like 4 shiny Cyndaquils, which I already had. Like, I didn't get anything I wanted shiny, but I got a lot of candies, so I can't complain about that. I got a very nice and powerful Dratini that is, I think it's like a level 90 IV. So that's great. I evolved him to a Dratini, or to a Dragonite rather. So
pretty impressive.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You involved him to his starting form.
So yeah, that's been fun. I guess the only other thing I would add is that having the Let's Go version of this game has made me start catching things in Pokemon Go that I normally wouldn't, because knowing that I want to transfer them over to the other games. So that's been an interesting change. Like I've never been catching rats and Pidgeys and stuff like that, but I am, because I want to transfer them over to the to Go Park or whatever it's called. So yeah, that's been the games that I've been playing. Oh, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say that I've been playing Debris Infinity, because that's my pooping game. All right, who wants to talk about what they've been playing?
I want Steve to go next, but I just gotta say, like, it seems so insulting to call a game your pooping game. Like, I get it, but like every time somebody says it, I just cringe.
Well, everybody needs a good pooping game. If some people's pooping game is going to Facebook or Instagram, I like to play Debris Infinity.
Yeah,
That's
know
fair.
that some of my best tweets come out while I'm pooping.
Ah!
So yeah,
The best
all of
The
my Twitter
best.
followers.
The best tweets. All the best tweets.
All right, so I wanna kick off from where Eugene was. I'm not gonna spend much time on Pokemon Go, but I did play the crap out of it. I went to Starbucks for an hour on Friday, an hour on Saturday, and an hour on Sunday trying to catch shinies. I caught a Charmander on day 1, a Cyndaquil on day 2.
What, you got a shiny Charmander?
Yep,
I'm leaving.
and I
That wasn't an act. He actually got up and left.
yeah, for those of you audio listeners that are listening to this later, and I am going to stall for a minute while I wait for him to put his headphones back on.
Oh, just
And
talk.
but yeah, so, and because I already have a shiny Charizard in Pokemon Let's Go, I am trading said shiny Charmander to one of our listeners through Pokemon Let's Go because he's got a shiny Bulbasaur that he's holding for me. So thank you, Colt. I really appreciate it. I also caught a shiny Eevee with my Pokeball, so I transferred that into Let's Go as well. I have a new pooping game. And the bad part about this pooping game is I get really into it when I'm playing it, and then my legs go numb from sitting on the toilet too long. Runner 3 has been my go-to game lately. It was on sale this last week, and my wife actually ended up buying a copy of it as well. I've been getting really into that game. I finally figured out how to unlock other characters. So in addition to the Commander video and Commander Girl video, I now have... Why can I not remember their names? One of them is David Lownuts from the Woe Dave series.
You got Uncle Dill
I got
and
Uncle
Aunt
Dill
Rudy.
And Auntie Rudy was the other one. The next one I think I'm working on is Charles Martinet, because you can unlock him in the second world. I'm really enjoying that game. Lucas says I'm missing Prime streaming time because when I play that game, I develop Tourette's while I'm talking.
Seriously, it's pretty great.
So look for me. I'm
I
going to
love
put some
that.
stuff up on my Twitch channel because it's a single player game. So twitch.tv/Gentis. Follow me there. I will be putting some stuff up on that. It is crazy learning these levels. One of the things they added to this game is a double jump, which has never been in a runner game before. And double jumps are not as rhythmic as a lot of the other actions that you do in the game. And it can really throw the rhythm off. The other thing that you can do in this game that wasn't in previous runner games is if you push down, it immediately shoots you down to the ground. And that's another thing that can throw your rhythm off, and they use that against you. So like you have gold bars that appear on the beats, but then you may have to grab a gold bar and slam yourself down on an offbeat to get under an obstacle. And some of the stuff I've had to do, and I just barely finished the first world. And some of the stuff that I had to learn just to finish that first world is just like, holy crap. So yeah, really enjoying that game again. The other game that I'm playing, because I did take a break from Monster Hunter this week, because I had been playing an unhealthy amount of it, in my opinion. So I've been playing Lego Harry Potter with my wife. We rolled credits in that game. So we got through the story mode in all 4 years. And now we're working our way, finding all the secrets in Hogwarts Castle. We had to unlock a goblin in order to use the key vaults. Then we had to unlock a strong character, so we had to go to the Dark Forest and unlock Hagrid. And then we had to unlock a Dark Wizard, and the easiest Dark Wizard to unlock was Tom Riddle from the level in the Chamber of Secrets where you fight the Basilisk. So once we had all 3 of those characters unlocked, then we can go back to Hogwarts Castle and start exploring. And the reason this is interesting is because we were talking about cheat codes. Quiet, Luigi, I'm going to talk for a minute longer. But when we were talking about cheat codes, they have red bricks hidden throughout the castle, and those are your cheat codes. But you have to actually find the brick and solve the puzzle in order to get the cheat code. And then once you get it, then you have the option to toggle it on or off.
Right.
So like now that we've found the ×2, the ×6, the ×8, and the ×10 multipliers, we've got like 303 million studs at this point. So we will have no problem, buying the rest of the stuff as we unlock it. But yeah, so right now we're at 62.7% done with Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4.
Nice.
I have no idea how much when he was talking about that. I just wanted to go, no.
Yeah. I am gonna nerd out with you. I have played the Lego Harry Potter games, and they're actually really good.
Oh, they are, and they're the old ones, so they don't have the voice acting or anything. It's just grunts and visual gags and that kind of stuff. And those were my favorite Lego games. So I don't think they have as much charm now that they have voice acting in them, personally speaking.
Yeah.
Hey, my feelings on voice acting. I am not a fan. So.
Yeah, Japanese are bust for Lucas.
I'm only Japanese because I don't really understand it. So it's basically like grunts for me. Like, I don't like hearing my characters talk.
And I do have to say this much about the game. We will be 100%ing both Lego Harry Potters, with the exception of they've got some bonus levels at the end of the game where you have to go through a generic city and collect 1 million studs. Those levels suck. We're not doing those. But everything else in the game we are going to do.
Nice. Fair enough. Well, Lucas, why don't you take us away with your magical adventures?
I absolutely will. There's only one game I'm going to talk about this week. It is a game that we received a review code for way longer ago than we should have because I am slow on the uptake. But I, in the interest of fulfilling that review requirement, played a game called Nefarious. And man, it did a lot for me. I apologize in advance if this goes from being like a discussion on the game to a discussion on my game, but they're very much related for me, and that's why this is so important to me. It is a really cool game. You play as the villain. That's like the big thing that's touted in the game. You go across 5 different kingdoms, kidnapping 5 different princesses, because originally you're kidnapping Princess Mayapple, which is basically just Princess Peach. And the hero, who always stops you, who stopped you 100 times, decides he's breaking up with the princess. He's no longer going to save her from you. He's tired of the same old routine. So the two of you go back to your evil lair, and you decide it's time to finally enact your ultimate plan, using all the energy from all 5 of the different kingdoms' princesses to destroy the world and take it over, basically. So you go from kingdom to kingdom fighting Bumblebee that's supposed to be a Sonic parody. I'm pretty sure there was a Ghost and Goblins reference in there. Just all kinds of little references to different like heroes and tropes and everything. And the story and the character design was so interesting and so well done. I really got into it. But the thing that shook me, and it's kind of a personal kind of greedy thing, the thing that really shook me with it was it wasn't a pretty game. And it was a relatively short game. And I'm so used to playing these perfect games and then like developing this complex because I'm working on my game all the time. And I start to feel like, I can never be as good as some of these indie developers who are releasing these, masterful, like 20-hour epics with like beautiful sprite work and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Like you feel like you have to be the best of the best. And the character art in the game was really solid. Like the stuff you would see when they were speaking and stuff, their profile images. But I feel like maybe they licensed someone to draw those because the actual characters like in the game were really not pretty at all. They looked like somebody just kind of threw something together in Flash, and like it didn't look good. But like the music was solid, the storyline was solid. The gameplay was a little repetitive, but it wasn't a perfect game is what I'm kind of trying to drive at here. But despite not being a perfect game, it did a lot for me, and it was a really fun maybe 5 hours that I got out of it. Mm-hmm. And that's why I've been so like heavy into working on my own stuff lately, because I'm kind of realizing that like, hey, I can make something that's not perfect and it's still going to be good and it's still going to make some people happy, And that's a pretty cool experience. Not a lot of games have given me that. So thank you to the developers of Nefarious. I know right now they have either a Kickstarter or a Patreon or something up. They're working on like a visual novel, which I think is an excellent idea because the way they built the world, really, it's very story driven. And I love that. but it's a really good game. It's not a perfect game, but I personally would give it like a 4.5 out of 5. Like
Nice.
just taking away a couple of points for, again, it's ugly. Like the character design is really ugly. The boss battles look a little weird because the art style it's not ideal. It's not very well done. But going beyond those minor flaws that really kind of stood out and were nitpicky, it's a really solid game with a lot of heart, and I really appreciated that. So
Awesome.
that's all I'm going to talk about this week. I think that game deserves its own spotlight, and there it is.
I do want to shut up, Luigi. I do want to jump on to the back of this, and that sparked something interesting in my mind. So like I had a really hard time after playing a 10 out of 10, or what you would perceive as a 10 out of 10 game, personally, in like Breath of the Wild. After I played Breath of the Wild, because in my mind I was like, oh my god, this is like the most perfect game. This is like the best game ever. You know how I felt about Breath of the Wild. It was it was a solid 10 out of 10 for me. I had a hard time going and playing other games that were not. But I think it's important that there is a space for games that aren't like perfect, aren't 10 out of 10 games, because those games are still important as well. You could still have enjoyment out of those games.
And honestly, I think sometimes they can be better. They can do more for you personally than maybe like your perfect game. I make it a policy not to play too many indie games, in part because I get really in my own head with it when I do it, because the entire time I'm playing a really solid indie game. Like the first time I experienced it, I was playing Cave Story. And I was like, wow, this wasn't made by it was made by a company, but it wasn't made by like a big company. It was made by like regular people. And I was like still in high school, but I knew what I wanted to do with my life. And I was like, how am I ever going to pull this off? And like every time since then that I've played a well-made, really popular indie game, I get in my own head and I lose the drive to work. And like, that's one of the reasons why I haven't played Undertale, because it's so well received and it's loved by so many people that I know playing it, I'd just be shaping up my own stuff to it. But by contrast with Nefarious, it's like I see this game and I'm like, I think I can make something a little bit prettier than this. And like, I still love this game. Like it's a confidence booster, and it's a game that I really got a lot out of and I really appreciate. So it might be kind of a greedy reason for liking a game as much as I do, but
we like games for reasons.
It was a good game.
Yeah, like I like games that you guys would probably hate just because of maybe the place in my life that I was in when I played it. Like that's what games are. That's why games are so great, I think.
And look at my love of Runner 3. It's because it's a damn Ren and Stimpy game of the modern age.
Right.
Like that's what Lucas finally made me realize the other night is that's why I like it. It's the humor in the game more than anything, and it's a good rhythm.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, awesome. Well, I think we had some interesting discussions this evening, but that brings us to the end of the show. I am going to close us out and say, first of all, if you made it to the end of the show, thank you very much. We love you. Mwah. That's a kiss from me to you. If you did make it to the end of the show and you thought to yourself, hey, I really like these guys, well, subscribe to us on iTunes, or even be better, go to twitch.tv/Infendo Radio and follow us there. Because again, that's kind of our, our big goal right now is to get to that 50 follower mark, and we're almost there, 13 away. So thank you for all of you who have subscribed, some of you multiple times.
I won't tell if you don't.
All right. So before we get out of here, let's give the people what they want to know, where we are going to be at this next week and what we are going to be doing. I personally will be on the internet at Infendo Eugene, probably retweeting like a tweet or two over the next week. Let's be honest, but I do that sometimes. Also, you can follow at Infendo on Twitter. That's where you can follow all of the fun stuff that Infendo is doing. Just like tonight, you would have known that we had a special guest on tonight, and that was fun. Steven, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Gentis1 on Twitter, and hopefully in the next couple weeks, I will be streaming some Runner 3 over at twitch.tv/Gentis.
Awesome.
So, and I will not be pooping while I stream.
Thank God.
So you say that, but
Lucas, where can the people find you?
Well, if you want to see more shameless promotion for the game I'm working on, you can go to chromatichue.com. Thank you to everybody who's actually been visiting my site. I'm getting more traffic than I ever dreamed I would. You can watch my progress on Twitter at chromatichue. And I would encourage you to go to infendo.com/store. The tea of the week is up in the celebration of the holidays. This week's t-shirt is L'Chaim of Zelda. You'll also be seeing a tweet from Infendo on there. And in celebration of the fact that Smash Bros. Comes out in a couple days, I've converted one of our old t-shirts, the Everyone Is Here one with all of our faces on it and the big Smash Bros. Logo, to a poster, an 18 by 18 poster.
Ooh,
so if you really
nice.
want to celebrate Smash Bros., do it right. Get a freaking poster at infendo.com/store. Please and thank you.
Nice.
Awesome. We actually did a giveaway in the last couple of weeks. I think our one EP Knothead got his towel. If you want to be like him, you can buy a towel too. I haven't seen a picture of it, but he assures me that it's nice.
I'll see if I can get him to bring it to the Christmas party on Friday.
Have him like drape himself in it, like cape. something we can use as a promotional photo on the site.
Yeah, I'll try and get a picture of the pair of us with the Infendo towel.
Well, we are going to get out of here. Thank you, one and all. We will see you next week. Good night.
Peace.
Bye.
He had to really gear up for that.
Yeah, he
That was a big
dug
one.
deep. He
That took a
dug
lot of
deep.
That was like King Dedede when he's getting ready to like fight Kirby, and it's like
Or like Oogie Boogie when he realizes he's been duped.
again, never seen that movie, Steve.
God damn
What
it,
is
Lucas.
what
are we
is Oogie Boogie?
From the villain from Nightmare Before Christmas? Don't
I've
tell me
seen
you've
that.
never seen it.
I remember we talked about this. I saw it for the first time
Yeah.
this year.
I'll be real. I know you're going to cut off the stream or whatever soon here, but I'll be real. I just want to have this conversation with you guys. Like, part of the reason why I've never seen that movie, first of all, like, come on, now I'm 25. Oh God, I'm 27. I'm 27, and
I'm almost
sorry.
36. Don't go there.
Yeah, but like, I'm just like, I don't know if I want to sit down and watch like an hour and a half of like, you know, a animated live act, whatever. That's
Well, you'll be happy to know it's only an hour and 14 minutes.
That said, I really, really enjoyed Isle of Dogs last year. So, you know, do with that info what you will. But like, the other reason why I have trouble with it is because it's like, it comes out and I'm like, okay, I could watch it this Halloween. Then I'm like, but I should really watch it during Christmas. And then Christmas comes out and I'm like, this is too spooky for Christmas. It's like, it's both.
So-
and that's the
so
problem I'm having.
Watch it on Thanksgiving.
All right, so a year from now, finally watch. You know what? Hold me to it next Thanksgiving, because my tradition is the beginning of December. I always watch Die Hard.
Right.
Yeah.
For
you have
Thanksgiving, like my pre-Die Hard movie will be Nightmare Before Christmas. That'll be my Thanksgiving.
Holding you
I
to it.
will hold you to that.
Hold me to it.
He
No,
literally
don't do
will.
it.
Steve's already
Hold
put it
me
on the
to
calendar.
it, and I'll do it. Yeah, put it on the official Nintendo calendar.
I'm going to put it on the calendar, and when that day comes, I will give you my Netflix login long enough to watch it.
Looking forward to it, buddy.
I know you hate Netflix, but I will give
Oh,
you
I'll just buy it on Google Play for like.
Goodbye, Twitch stream. We love you.
Bye,
See you
Twitch. This is a
later.
riveting conversation.
Hey, they might be enjoying this.